Hello, lovelies. How are you? It's been a while since I made a live recording on YouTube. My name is Shawn Cohen, if you don't know, and I am a psychic medium, tarot reader, astrologer, metaphysician, past life regressionist, author, columnist, just to name a few. And I'm coming to talk to you today about a couple things. Number one, I have a wonderful show on Blog Talk Radio called Cafe Esoterica. And Cafe Esoterica Radio is my creation. It is my joy and was my joy to bring people from the mind, body, spirit, and metaphysicians and authors and even creatives and musicians to your knowledge, wonderful people from these genres, these practitioners who talk about spiritual things and ways to evolve as a soul, as a person, as a creative soul. Um, I had I had the pleasure and the joy of bringing these wonderful practitioners and authors to you for 2 years, and so Cafe Esoterica, we still have a Facebook group, which you're welcome to join. If you haven't been there, just go to Facebook and write in Cafe Esoterica Radio and you'll find us. And I'm the admin there, so I'll let you in. And you'll see a lot of our previous guests are in there discussing and talking about and sharing their wonderful, knowledge. It's all about knowledge. Everything in this universe is based on two things: love and knowledge. Really, that's it. So what you know helps you to evolve, doesn't it? And how you feel helps you to grow. So, my mission, should I choose to accept it, which I have many, many decades ago, perhaps many lifetimes ago, is to open doors of perception for people to learn things like metaphysics, tarot, astrology. And these are the things I've been teaching since 1983 professionally. And I've taught them in not just the UK where I'm living now, but of course in America where I grew up and lived till I was 29 years old, and in Europe too, Cyprus, Israel, Italy, God, all over. And the one thing that people, who have all these different cultures and religions and belief systems have in common is they all want to know the truth. What is the truth? Well, the truth is the truth, basically, and it cannot be manipulated. It cannot be changed to just, somehow go along with what someone thinks. Of course, perception is 9/10 of the truth. So, what you perceive about yourself or the world or other people or whoever is in your life is really down to how much you understand. So, for instance, what a baby understands is going to be quite different than what an adult understands. And what a person who doesn't speak, say, a foreigner coming to England doesn't speak English, what are they going to understand as opposed to someone who is prolific in English, you see? So this is what I'm talking about, the doors of perception. And the doors of perception, which Jim Morrison and the Doors named their rock group through Otis Huxley's book, The Doors of Perception. If you've never read it, good as any time to do it. So I would like to invite you to open up some doors in your mind and your hearts of perception. What is it that you need to know in a complete unit? What would be the thing that would help you to understand your life? Now, I offer things like the tarot. I offer things like metaphysics. Here's Meta 1, the Metaphysics Workbook number 1, and the Advanced Metaphysics number 2. But what I'm offering right now and what's coming up is my 11-week online tarot course. And it is a full-on course. People want to know, what is the tarot? Is it the occult? Is it evil? Oh, God, no. It's anything but. It was actually created through the ancient system of Kabbalah, really, and that is the Jewish mysticism. But you don't have to be Jewish to know it, and in fact, a lot of Jewish people don't know it. They've never studied it. Only usually high rabbis have studied it. But now it's available for everyone, and it really traces its lineage back to ancient Egypt, where a lot of our mysticism and magic comes from. So for this course that is coming up on April the 15th, that's Monday, this Monday coming up, on Zoom Media, so you don't have to buy Zoom. All you have to do is, click on a link I'll send you. And as long as you have a camera and a microphone, you can be part of the course, part of the class. And the beauty of Zoom is that you can intermingle with the other students. You can see what they're writing, and you can communicate back and forth in real time. So if you've never used Zoom, it's a wonderful tool in our modern world. The internet, of course, is the other. And what I'd like to do is welcome you to come on in and learn the tarot with me, a teacher who has written not only this book, but I've written many articles and lectured on the tarot. And it's all on my website if you want to go there. That's all the W's, tarot by Shawn Cohen .weebly.com, which I'll write in the chat box here. So if anyone is interested, please email me or go to my website and it'll give you the email link. But I'll just put these things up now just in case. So, but I'm offering this now because we're going to start soon. Let me just write this in so you have this, tarot by Shawn Cohen .weebly.com. You can email me at cafeesoterica@gmail.com. We're beginning this Monday at 7 o'clock to 9. So that's Monday, April 15th, right? At 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time. And of course, if you're in America on the East Coast, and my students are from all over the world, so just hang on and I'll tell you how this works. Basically, 7 to 9 UK PM, 2 in the afternoon to 4 in the afternoon on the East Coast. And then figure out all the time zones in between, and 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the West Coast of America. So if you're in Europe, you might be an hour ahead. So let's say France is an hour ahead. But if you're in Israel, it's 2 hours ahead. So we want to go like from 7. So in France, it would be 8 o'clock p.m. In Israel, it would be 9 o'clock p.m. And the thing is, if you can't even make the live feed, every single class is recorded. And it will be up in our private Facebook page, which you will be, of course, exclusively welcome into. Nobody else gets in there but the students for the class. The course is 11 weeks long. And what do you learn? I'm going to show you the syllabus, right? So, there's tons and tons of tarot readers on YouTube. Tons. I mean, you could just spend days watching them. And some of them are, without doubt, fantastic. I have a few that I like to watch. I particularly like watching all the different new cards coming out, because there's always new cards coming out. But some of them are absolutely garbage. God bless them. They just don't know at all what they're doing. And do you want to be one? What do you want to be? If you're going to work with people's energies and their minds and their hearts and their souls, you've got to know what you're doing. This is not a joke. It's not a game. It's not, you're dealing with people's lives. So I would urge you to take a class with the correct knowing of how to work with the tarot. The tarot is a system of archetypes. And those archetypes, and I'm just looking over here, Carolyn, Mrs. Archetypical, she's got this lovely archetype cards. And Carolyn does this work as well. And so she deals with these archetypes, but the tarot as a system is absolutely filled with archetypes. The first 22 major arcana cards in any deck. Here's the Rider-Waite. There's so many different decks. I've got loads here on my table. This is a lovely little deck, Shadowscapes Tarot, right? There's one. I like this deck a lot, the Cosmic Tarot. I've got tons of them. Here's my newest one, Tarot Muka. the artist Alfonso Mucha. And, you know, basically, here's the Witch's Tarot. Nothing witchy about it. Witchy meaning, witchy probably meaning esoteric, psychic. There's nothing nasty in that. Not that a witch is nasty, but just to make a differentiate, you know, to differentiate the word. So I just want to invite you to come on in and learn the tarot with me. And we will begin this Monday, as I said, April the 15th, 2019, at 7 p.m. UK time to 9 p.m. It's a 2-hour class for 11 weeks. And all the points in between. If you can't make the live class, you can definitely watch it, the recording. And I've had many students who are in Australia, so, you know, our nighttime is their daytime or whatever. And I've had them all over the world. If you can speak English enough to understand it, and you want to learn the correct meanings, how to absolutely tune in psychically, even mediumistically, because I am both, and I will teach you both. This is the book you need to get, which is it goes with the Rider-Waite Tarot. You must buy a Rider-Waite Tarot. This is the investment. A Rider-Waite Tarot deck. This just happens to be the golden one, but there are many out there, so it must be that one because that's what's in this book. And then my book, which is available on, here's just some of it. You see the Fool, the Magician, explaining everything, the High Priestess, so the major 22 arcana, the minor 56 arcana. You have, before that, we go through things like meditation and chakra work, to open up your psychic awareness, to open up your chakras, to work with higher consciousness. We also do the astrology in the tarot, and that's in here as well. Very significant to have the astrology in the tarot, because then you understand timing and dates, you know, as well as things like, oh, they're a Taurus, they're like this, oh, they're a Gemini, they're like this. You have the numerology in the tarot, which is fantastic system to understand again. Symbology, the power of numbers. This also gives us timing. When we realize that the cards have numbers in the minor arcana and the major arcana, then what do these numbers mean? They mean something. So there's meaning in everything. And also things like color therapy. Why are the colors of these things the colors they are? What does that mean? And everything has meaning and purpose, everything in the tarot. And then eventually you will get to learn, once you learn all that, and that's a lot, you will know all the meanings of the cards, direct and reverse, which is wonderful too. Then you will learn the spreads, how to use them in a spread, how they work in a spread. And here's just a couple. But in my class, I send lots and lots of extra notes, and you will get lots of different types of readings, how to do different types of readings for love, career, health, everything. And ultimately create your own type of spread, your signature spread, which is wonderful. So if all that appeals and you feel quite enchanted by the idea that you could read these 56 minor arcana, 22 major arcana, both of them being master numbers. 22 is a master number. 5 plus 6 equals 11. That's the other master number. And what does it mean, master numbers? That's all part of your learning. We have a lot of fun. We read each other. I assign each student a tarot buddy so you can practice with each other, which is so important because the more you're learning what each card means, both direct and reverse, plus the astrology, the numerology, the colors, the Kabbalah involved, because you will learn that too. You need that. You need someone to practice with every day or every week. So you'll have that as well. And of course, I give us, if you complete everything, all the classes, all the assignments, and you demonstrate to me that you know what you're doing when you finish the course, you're going to read someone's cards and I'm going to observe you, then you will get a certificate of completion. And that certificate says that I put my name and my history, my knowledge, my bachelor's degree in metaphysics, I put it on that certificate to say, I taught you, and I know you're good enough to do it professionally or do it for anyone, even yourself and members of your family. So right now, today, because we're a couple days before the course, I'm going to offer you a big discount, and that's why I went on YouTube. So if you've held out, it's 15 minutes already. I can't believe it. If you've held out, here it is. Okay, I've written it out. So the original cost for British market was £220. Over 11 weeks, you can pay that off, like £20, a week if you want. It was 220. So now it's going to be 180. So that's a significant reduction. And if you're coming from the American market, or you can apply these towards any currency. If you're in Canada, Australia, Europe, whatever, euros, we'll sort out the difference. But basically, everybody's going to get the same discount. So the American one, $260, goes down to $200. Very significant difference. And you will have to buy the Tarot Workbook by Shawn Cohen. That's it. And you can buy it online on my website. There's a link under More. Scroll down and you can see my books. And, click there and it'll take you to Blurb, because it's print on demand. So the publisher will have to print it out and send it to you. Or you can put it on a PDF or an ebook. But you need to be able to see the book while we're doing the class. So if you've got a phone and a laptop, that'll work. But because my students are like, well, I can't read it because it's on my, it's on my computer and I can't watch Zoom at the same time. So that doesn't work. So you need to be able to do that. But I would recommend getting the soft book. It's wonderful. You can take it with you. It's got everything you need, and the price is right. It's not too expensive. So you'll find it on a link to it on my website. If you go to blurb.co.uk or blurb.com in America, and you type in the Tarot Workbook or Shawn M. Cohen, you will find my book. Okay. So let me just put that on here just writing it in now. Okay, that's one place to get it, and also in America, whatever is easier for you, because it does take a while to get. It's not going to come tomorrow, but it might come in a week. It might come in 4 days, and it's print on demand. So you definitely want to be able to have time to get it. Now, since it's coming up Monday, this class, you may not have time. So that's okay. We don't need it. I can send you the notes if you sign up. So you must sign up. I need a deposit, please, because that shows me that you're serious. £50 deposit, the Brits or UK, and $50 is, or $65. $50 I'll take. USA money or Canadian or whatever we got. But you pay that deposit, you're in. We'll do the class every Monday night from 7 to 9 UK, 2 to 4 USA on the Eastern Coast, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the Western Coast, and all points in between. And as I said, if you can't figure out the time zone, just get in touch. My email address is here, cafeesoterica@gmail.com. It's a great course. You will learn so much about yourself and anyone else you want to know about. And it will help you to open the doors of perception. When you understand these archetypes, which are very much connected to the human race, everything about them is about the human condition, the human hero's journey. There's so many things here, mythology, symbology, that really the universe speaks in symbols. And the tarot is a great way to understand the universe because all the symbols are in there. So it's really the highest, it's just one of the highest ways to understand things. And again, we have so many different tarot decks out there, and they're all really beautiful. I'm working with a wonderful artist, and I are going to compile a tarot deck. Now, here's my desk. You see, it's my laptop's over here. But look, here's just some of the many, many tarot. This isn't even my real desk, which is opposite the room, but this is just some. I just did a reading for someone, and these are some of the decks that I work with, just some. But for our class, and you'll be able to learn all these. You'll be able to use any deck after you learn the initial proper way with the Rider-Waite Tarot. The Rider-Waite Tarot is very well known in tarot, tarot fields or understanding. It has these kind. It looks like this. There's the Magician. You might see the Magician on the front cover. Okay. And he's all about the male archetype and manifestation or manifesting. It's a very wonderful card, all about magic. Here's the Ace of Cups, love. Here's just throwing them out there, the Knight of Swords, somebody wanting to communicate fiercely. The Wheel of Fortune, good luck, good things coming. This is what this deck looks like. So if you find this deck, because there'll be many different covers to it now, they just happen to have many different ones. And you see it, this is the one you want. And we want this because once you learn these basics through this deck, you can read any tarot deck, honestly. And that's what I'd like to give you today, the opportunity to learn this amazing, amazing tool for personal growth, for spiritual growth, for psychic development, for spiritual development, to heal and help other people as well as yourself. I invite you to come on in, like I used to say on Cafe Esoterica, and join me for an 11-week ride that will absolutely blow your mind, but it'll be a good way, a very good way to blow your mind. So on that note, I say namaste. Thank you very much. Do get in touch. People ask me, well, what's happening to the radio show? Well, right now I'm on a little hiatus. I thought I might be back in April, but honestly, folks, I'm trying to write a couple books. I have just a lot going on right now. But Cafe Esoterica is always there. Go into the archives, listen to shows that you haven't heard before. We had some amazing guests, really amazing, prolific guests, guests that blow your mind. There's that word again. So if you want it, it's there. Just go to blogtalkradio.com/Cafe Esoterica Radio. And as I said, come into our Facebook page, our group, our private group, Cafe Esoterica Radio on Facebook. Just look for it, put in the search, you'll find us. And join me for 11 weeks, April 15th, Monday evening, UK time, 7 to 9, Eastern Standard, 2 to 4 in the afternoon, and 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. California time or the West Coast. Anytime in between, we've got a great deal, $50, £50, you're in, and you can pay it off weekly. And on that note again, namaste. I hope to see you there. Bye now. Bye.